Hey everybody, it's Astro D. Relationships and synastry, that's my specialty. But I love to put some flavor and simplicity onto astrology. There we go. Hi! So I got all fancy and I went and got a selfie stick. I always swore, I was like, I'm not gonna get that stuff. I'm not gonna get a selfie stick. But I went and I got me a selfie stick and I kinda like it. I kinda dig it. So, yes, I'm on my way back from a audition today. Wanted D to come a little aggressive. So, you know, I came a little aggressive on him. You know what I mean? Can't really see my outfit though. But anyway, so, okay. I spent freaking 30 minutes when I was in NYC. I spent 30 minutes talking my ass off. And then, you know, I realized the whole thing was on mute. And I was so mad. I was like, man, I went through each and every Venus sign. It was good. It was a really good video and I couldn't finish it, but whatever. I'm here again and I'm trying to make sure I finish it. And I'm being kind of busy. Like, I didn't really have time to do a video and I said, you know what? Let me find out that trip. But no, I was like, you know what? That don't make no sense. Like, how you gotta find time to do these damn videos. And if you're on your transportation, I got stuff to do. When I leave here, it's Friday night. I'm trying to do something tonight. Tomorrow I got stuff all day. I said, come on. So I'm like, look, let me just catch everybody while I'm traveling and let them know what's going on. So I want to talk today about, should I go that way? No, I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go this way and I'm gonna go up the hill. And I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna walk slow because I'm not trying to trip. And I'm sure everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy while I'm walking down the street. So I want to talk today about Venus in signs, right? When someone's Venus energy imposes itself onto your house. I don't want to get hit by a car. So when someone's Venus energy imposes itself onto your houses, right? And I'm going to go through each and every house. If you don't know, I have a synastry series and I have moon. No, did I do moon? No, I did sun and I did Mercury, but we need to get moon up in there. And yeah, but I came to Venus. So when someone's Venus, oh, so check out those videos too. Make sure you're following me at Astro DEE Stars 5. Yeah, camera's here. Make sure you follow me at Astro DEE Stars 5, and you liking, sharing, and subscribing to this YouTube page because I'm still building. I know I'm almost getting up there. It's moving, but I'm not even worried about that no more. I just want to make videos, make sure I'm pumping it out, and that's why I'm like, yo, man, you sitting there talking to yourself about some freaking astrology. Why don't you just put on the damn video, put on the recorder and talk to these people? You know, if I'm gonna keep it in my head, I might as well tell you. So Venus, right, when you put the two charts together, you go to astro.com, go wherever you want, you put the two charts together. And let's say your Venus is in Sagittarius, right? And let's say this other person's Venus is in, their first house is Sagittarius, or their ascendant line curves right on your Venus. What does that mean? What happens? Venus in the first house. So when Venus is in someone's first house, now we're dealing with beauty. We're dealing with what is gorgeous, what is attractive, what is like, you know, this person is really just striking you. You know what I mean? Their beauty, their essence, everything beautiful hits you physically. You know, so you might get real hot when you're around them, right? Because of this Venus side, just loving on you. So, you know, they're very attractive. They like your body. You know, they see you, what you physically are is their ideal, you know, even how you're living your life. You might want to dress better when you're hanging out with this Venus person on your first house. They just make you want to look good. They make you look good. They might make you look better than you normally do if you're not that cute, you know what I'm saying? So you want to definitely, you know, you would like that Venus in the first. That's pretty nice. Right? You know right off the bat that this person, you know, you're going to be attracted to this person. They're going to be probably attracted to you because what you look like is their expression of beauty. You know what I'm saying? You represent their ideal expression of beauty and vice versa, right? And they like that. You make them feel good and all that good stuff. That's Venus in the first house. And mind you, depending on what the situation now that Venus is, we always got to look at what is the situation of the house? What is the situation of the Venus? Okay, is the Venus jacked up? Is the Venus totally, you know, really jealous, having a square with Pluto, you know, squared off with Uranus, you know, that they'll just be on some superficial-ish, right? So then Venus goes into, so Venus in the first house, like I said, it's a kind of superficial one, and it's more so just about the body. Your Venus comes to the body. They're making that person either look more attractive and, you know, exude themselves even a little bit more feminine, just getting in touch with their feminine side, seductive side. You know, I had this. I think that's a nice little combination. You got somebody's, when your Venus falls into somebody's first house. That bug leave? Yeah, it did. Okay, so Venus goes in the second house. Now we're talking about that money. We're talking about that paper, okay? Venus goes into the second house. Now, the second house person now finds value. Like, you know, there's something about you. Something about you that's just valuable. I could use you for something. I could use that beauty. Might be a pimp, you know what I'm saying? I could put you on a stroll. Make money off them looks. You're useful. You're valuable. No, not a pimp. But I'm just saying, you know, this is when, you know, Venus absolutely can be of use. Venus can make you money. Their Venus energy. They might be creative or a creative talent. And you can see the dollar signs, you know what I'm saying? When you look at them, like, wow, you are valuable. There's something about how you exude. There's something about your creativity and your beauty that's just very, very valuable to me. So therefore, you know, I want to own you. I want to possess you. I got to keep you. You know what I'm saying? So this can be a house of possession. I always talk about that when I talk about the second house. And you got somebody's planets in there. That person, you know, they kind of own you. They kind of feel like they own you, and they get possessive and stuff. And that's a Taurus house. You know what I mean? The second house, Taurus house, Venus. All right, and it does like to be there, like I said, because it can make you some money. They can really make you some good dough. And I think that's pretty valuable thing to have. You know, this is like a talent agent type situation. It could be a lover, but like I said, you know, it's gonna be probably a little superficial if it's the second house here. Third house, same thing, but so this is where the third house person wants to speak beautiful words, right? Venus is a sign of beauty and love and all that good stuff. So Venus speaks awesome words to the third house person. Maybe they want to stop cursing. You know what I'm saying? Because that Venus is up in there, so they don't want to talk dirty anymore. They want to talk beautiful things. They want to speak on. They want to write poetry more than they used to. They might be more. They might be more motivated to write poetry and stuff like that. Now that this Venus person's in their third house, they might have met him at a party with their cousins. You know what I'm saying? They might have met him locally, around the neighborhood or something like that, because Venus is there. So this person might, you know, let's say you live in the projects, you know what I mean? And that Venus person comes through and they're like, damn, you know, this ain't that bad. This ain't that bad where I live. You know, my neighborhood ain't that, you know, it might be cool with the people in your neighborhood and just make it a little bit easier, a little bit better to go through, you know, to go through it, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe they introduce you to nicer places to live, you know, with the Venus in the first house, okay? I mean, sorry, Venus in the third house. So local trips, really nice trips you might go on with this person. If you are the Venus person going into the third house, you know, you're going to encourage that person, want to encourage that person to, you know, write and speak more eloquently. You know, to do things a little bit better. Like I said, you know, their little small talk is real nice and comforting in the relationship. You know, you say little nice things to them. They leave you little cute little notes and stuff like that. So, all right, I don't want to walk too fast because I don't want y'all to know where I live. All right, so now we got, all right, Venus in the, hey, how you doing, Chris? Come for the astrology lesson. So you got Venus in the fourth house. So when Venus is in your fourth house, this is a really nice combination, because now the fourth house is the soul. That's the bottom, that's the IC of the chart. And you have something beautiful, harmonic. Venus is coming in there, you know, so this person, you feel totally at home with them. Now the homebodies like me that love to be home, you know, we tend to attract people that have Venus in our first house. I mean, in our fourth house, because I love it. I love when somebody's got Venus in my fourth. We're sitting, that means we're Netflix chilling, Game of Thrones in it, and I'm making I like to make bread and tortillas with spelt flour. And I mean, that's just like a joyous night. I really feel excited about that. That's Venus in the fourth house. You know what I'm saying? Venus in the fourth house, that Venus person is totally wanting to you know, just mend the past and the history. They might even heal it. They want to bring peace and harmony to your past relations and to your family and stuff like that. You know, a perfect example of this, I don't know if anybody watches Luke Cage, Claire Templeton and Luke Cage. You remember when Claire Templeton was all up in Luke Cage's business and stuff? She was like, you got to work this out, Luke. You need to work on this. Okay, all of that is Venus in the 4th house. You know, her Venus was really trying to mend it. She's talking to her his dad, his family, and she really wants him to heal his past and his life. So that's a perfect example of Venus in the 4th house. When your Venus in somebody's 4th house, you go into their house and you're like, you know what you need to do? You should put some chandeliers up over here. You just want to beautify their home. You know exactly what it is that they might need to make it just look better. You know, hanging out with them and hanging out at home and sharing hobbies in the home space, in the kitchen. You know what I mean? That really is a nice hot spot for you guys. You know, go hang out in homely places. You don't have to be out all the time. You know, and that's where you'll have the most beauty. That's where it'll be the most pleasant, harmonious experiences. Venus in the 5th. Now everybody loves Venus in the 5th house, right? Venus in the 5th house is honestly the coolest house I think Venus can be in. Venus is the 5th, the 7th, 4th I like, and the 12th I kind of like too sometimes. So Venus in the 5th house, when you have somebody's Venus in your 5th house, oh my goodness. This is where the love is. This is where the creativity is. Venus wants to be here. Venus likes this house. It's a Leo house. It's a fire house. But Venus can really, you know, play itself out here. It can actually, you know, express itself in its best way. You know, they make you laugh. They make you fun. They're romantic to you. You know, they buy you flowers and shit. They tell you jokes. You know, you have a lot of fun with this person if you can find someone that has Venus in your 5th house. So this is where we find also that they love your kids. They might really enjoy playing with your children and you know, taking you out on dates, but you know, the fun, creative things that you like to do. You know, I like the zoo. I have a mixed feeling about the zoo because I don't like to see the animals suffer. But then, you know, I'm like beautiful animals, you know what I'm saying? Where else am I going to see the animals? I'm not, you know, the crocodile hunter. So I'm just like, you know, I enjoy animals. So that's 5th house stuff. That's all that 5th house stuff. You know, so your Venus is in somebody's 5th house. Take them to somewhere that incorporates children, that incorporates animals, that incorporates all those things, because that is kind of the theme that you're dealing with here. I kind of like this lighting over here. So that's kind of the theme that you're dealing with right here when somebody's Venus is in your 5th. Now, the 5th house person, you know, even if you weren't that creative, this person might make you want to paint, do art, really do beautiful things concerning those things. They might make you want to act, be an actor, be in film and television, something like that, but they evoke that. You know, the Venus person, you know, when they're hanging out with this 5th person, depending on the conditions of that 5th person's house, I mean, they're absolutely in bliss with the 5th house person as far as being able to be free in who they are and creative. You know, the Venus might want to have children all of a sudden. Like, oh my God, I think you made me want to have a baby. And, you know, the Venus person is the one usually to pursue, probably pursuing. It's said, you know, I think it's different. I have had this with somebody and I was Venus. Okay, yes, and I was the pursuer. So that's one test that, yes, it is like that. So the Venus person will be the pursuer, you know, and it's just like I said about having a good time. It's one of the best spots for Venus to be in, I think. But still a little superficial. It's not as deep as the 4th. I think it's nice, but not like the 4th. It depends on what you want. It depends on what you want. If you're trying to have a good time, you want that romance in your life, then yeah, you want somebody that has their Venus in your 5th house. I think that's the best. And people staring at me and stuff, so I'm gonna keep moving. So yeah, you want somebody's Venus in your 5th. Now, when Venus goes into the 6th, this is where we start to deal with, you know, health issues, where we start to kind of get off the romance. This is totally the anti-romance house. All right, if you got Venus in the 6th house with this person, you are there kind of to help them get on their routine. You might be that person that'll say, hey babe, I'm gonna make you a shake. I'm gonna make you a green shake today so that you can, before you go on your trip, you know, that's how you show your love, is by keeping up with their their trips. Like, you make going to do some basic routine a lot freaking better. They got to go to work. You might have met them at work or in some type of work condition. They got to go to work, and you just, something about you, something about the way you dress, the way you look, you make it fun. You make it harmonious. You make it an easier thing to do, more pleasant thing to do on the regular mundane things. Now that Venus is afflicted, that person is getting you sick. That person is maybe giving you STDs or something. They're just not healthy for you if that Venus is afflicted in that house. So now you want to make sure that Venus in the 6th house isn't afflicted. Make sure the conditions in the 6th house. Now if the 6th house, let's say they got Saturn there and squared next to Mars, and they're just real jacked up, and they get a lot of illnesses, that Venus person may come and bring some healing, bring some harmony to it, make it a little bit easier when life is hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stop right here. Yeah. So, see, I never start standing. Maybe this ain't the spot to stop it. But anyway, so now, so when Venus is in your, so I said the 6th house, that's the work house. This is the house of, you know, let's work together. Let's make sure the mundane things are in order. This is also the house of enemies as well. So they could be, this house of debt, so they could be helping you out with your debt. They might give you money so you can get out of debt. They might give you some beautiful, brilliant ideas to get out of debt, right? Venus in the 7th house. This is a very nice house to have Venus in. This is the ideal house, they say, when you want a marriage, to have Venus in. Somebody's Venus is in your 7th house, you know, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage. Marriage doesn't have to be romantic. See, that's the interesting, this is not the house of romance. This is just the house of teaming up with somebody and liking what you team up with. I think it really just depends on the planet here. So this is, now when Venus is there, this is teaming up about money or romance. You know what I'm saying? About pleasure. This is teaming up for pleasure, right? Mars in there could be teaming up to battle, to kind of, to oppose you, to challenge you in the partnership. Right? So with Venus there, this is to bring harmony to a partnership here. They bring harmony to your partnerships, even your other one-on-one partnerships. You got your own business. They may help pump up your business and get you more clients. They're prone to that. They like to do it. They enjoy it. Venus is about what we enjoy. They desire to partner with you, right? You desire to partner with them, especially when they're exuding their Venus. You are like, oh my God, this is like who I always thought I always wanted. Like, something about you just feels like home. Like I should absolutely marry you. Or I need to be doing something with you, doing something together with you. We have to create something together. Okay, like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage partnership, but you got different levels of marriage and love and all that stuff. Right? Because in marriages, those are unions, one-on-one union. Hey babe, did you go to work today? Yeah, I came to work. Did you pay the bills? Yeah, I paid the bills. Okay, we are together. We live here. Okay, we're gonna eat together tonight. Okay. But where's the romance? Right? And then you got romance, like, oh, okay, here baby, you know, here's some flowers and stuff, and then boom, bam, boom. But what about the intimacy? That's the 8th house. Where is our connection? Like, do we, how you doing? Do we cuddle? Do we cuddle after we're doing our damn thing? Or do we just, like, you know, keep it moving? Are we in the partnership, like, you know? And that's the same thing. You just roll over and it's like, okay, we did our job. Do you want to procreate? Nah, I don't think so. Let's go to work. You know, type of thing. And that's just, if it's just 7th house influence. You know, you want kind of the whole spectrum. If you're talking about love and romance, and like I said, it depends on what you want. If you just want a boom, boom, thank you, ma'am thing, you're looking at 5th house stuff. But if you do want to be able to have joint affairs, to have joint accounts with somebody, to have a home with someone, to actually be able to do things together, you do want a nice 7th house. So Venus in the 7th house, that's awesome. I kind of rambled on that one because it is my favorite one. You know, I talk about relationships. That's my specialty. Okay, so anyway, then Venus, so Venus in the 7th house, that's pretty ideal. You know, the Venus person, in Vedic astrology, it's even more dope, I think, because it just makes the spouse to be a beautiful person, you know, with Venus in the 7th house. It brings attraction to that. It brings beauty to who you partner with, a beautiful partner. So that makes sense. How you doing? No, you can talk, come on, come through. Nah, man, this is real. We're doing a YouTube thing. Okay, cool. All right, say hi. Hey. So, okay, so let's be. Yeah, you can go on YouTube at Astro DEE Stars. Astro DEE Stars. All right, okay. So you can hang in for the rest of this.
I am my granddaughter.
Okay, cool, cool. So now you got Venus. I got an audience now. That's cool. So you got Venus in the 8th house. When Venus goes into someone's 8th house, now we're dealing with sexual intimacy. We're dealing with death. We're dealing with issues, you know, psychological issues that you might have. And what do they do? What does Venus do? Venus brings harmony and peace to that, right? So Venus could bring, that Venus person can bring harmony to how you're loving, yourself, to how you are treating yourself mentally. If you got mental issues, you might, you know, it's like if you're crazy and stuff, and then you got Venus in your 8th house, they may soothe you. They soothe the turbulence that is in you. You know what I'm saying? Because 8th house is where that disturbance, that turbulence is. Those are those dark places that we don't want to go to, that we don't want to see. You know, that's the 8th house. So when Venus is there, Venus is just like, well, hey, it's not that bad. You're not that gross. You know what I'm saying? You're not that strange. It's okay. I actually love the strange in you. I love the macabre in you. I desire to understand your secrets, because remember, the 8th house is about secrets. So this person is desire, right, is to understand you in your depths, in the dark part of you. See, even the fly is chilling. You need to go, bug. So, you know, even going through that, they want to understand those parts of you that you want to hide. And remember, the 8th house is the house of intentional secrets, not like the 12th. It's a house of intentional secrets here. So, you know, you might, they might actually, you know, like your secrets. They want to know what is in the closet. What are the skeletons, you know, and they might get off on checking out your skeletons in your closet. So the Venus in the 8th house person, and that 8th house person having Venus there, that's actually not as evasive as, let's say, the sun being in the 8th house or Mars being in the 8th house. Ew. Venus there is much lighter to be in the 8th house, or someone's moon, somebody's moon in your 8th. Not as bad, still not as bad as somebody's Mars or something like that being there. So if you got Venus, somebody's Venus in your 8th house, also the Venus, is it Venus or the house person? Yeah, Venus, the house person gives to the Venus person. So this Venus, if you are Venus, the house person, you're getting what they have, their money, all their everything. You don't have to do nothing for it. They'll just give it to you. They want to give to you their resources. You know, your in-laws, if you're married to this person, they're very much involved in your family. And you know, the legal process of you know, when you die, you'll probably want to leave them money. You know what I mean? This is the person. I think Venus in the 8th house, I like it like the 4th house. These are the intimate houses. These are the water houses. This is when you want to penetrate, and I like to get deep. You know what I'm saying? So these are the real deep houses that, you know, you kind of want. If you want to, this bug is really still here. If you kind of still want a lasting kind of partnership thing, right? So then you got Venus in the 9th house. The 9th house is the house of exploring. This is a foreigner. This is someone that could be from another country coming into your 9th house. Or this could also be a teacher. You might have a crush on your teacher, you know, he's in school. That teacher probably might have had their Venus in your 9th house. You just love the way they teach you. You know, you desire to learn from them, right? They desire to teach you. They desire to teach you what they know about love. Maybe they're teaching you about love, right? They're teaching you how to love. This is somebody you could have met in a foreign country. This could also be someone that is far away from you. Their love, their Venus, is at a distance. You know, long distance relationships here sometimes occur. Doesn't mean it can't work. I don't know what else. I don't know the condition of that Venus. Maybe if that Venus is squaring Saturn, then that's a depressed ass Venus. That is a very unhappy Venus that is away from you. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of, it's tricky with the 9th house here. Sometimes, but the 9th house is also the house of luck and good things coming to you. So Venus in the 9th, this person can bring a lot of good stuff to you. It's not necessarily romance, but this is philosophy. This is religion. You know, they may love, you know, expressing their ideas on religion to you, and you love to hear about it. You find pleasure in understanding them on that level, right? And learning about how they, even their freaking beauty routine. She could do makeup, and you could be like, baby, how you do that? And you could be a guy, and you just want to know, like, tell me how do women do their makeup like that, man? I like that lipstick. It could be something like that, right? And then, okay, so now Venus goes into the 10th house. This is a boss. This is somebody in your career sector that you could be interested in, or they could like what you do. You know, what you do can bring them pleasure. You know, your career status. You know, they could elevate your status. They could be the one that, you know, help you get that promotion. You know, you bring that boo to the job event, and then your boss could be like, damn, you know what? I think you need to work with me. something about you is totally, you know, and it's because your boo is there. They help you elevate. They may help you network. So that Venus 10th house thing, this is more of an outwardly, you know, type of public type thing. You know, everybody is on display in the 10th house. The world is your image, it's your legacy, right? The 10th house here. So this Venus person here is really gonna enjoy kind of showing you off in that sense. Like, yeah, you know, here's how to get better. Here's how to look better for your career or your next job. Or if you want to get that job, they can tell you how to do it. You probably met them in some type of work situation, right? Because Capricorn, that's work. That's work. And it's the Capricorn house. Venus is in the Capricorn house. It's not as romantic-y. All right, see, this is how you know. When you're seeing somebody and your friends, and if you want it to be more than friends, you got to look at these things. What houses are they imposing on? If they're imposing in the 10th house, this might not be a relationship, like a love relationship type thing, or at least for them, you know what I'm saying? Because it's their Venus, what they feel and desire too. So, you know, your 10th house, you might be like, oh man, or really you too, you might be like, oh man, I like you. But I really like you even more when you take me to your networking events. Okay, or like, I really like you even more when like you promote me, boss. That's even better. So, okay, so that's Venus in the 10th, Venus in the 11th house. Now these are friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Venus in the 11th house rules friendships, right? So when Venus is in the 11th house, this could be a friend. This could be somebody that you truly consider your homie. You love spending time with them, with your friends, right? They bring pleasure. They want to throw parties. They want to take you to parties and meet their friends. You love their friends. Like you will network with them all day and hang out with them because they are like a friend to you, right? Groups and organizations that you could belong to, they're probably a part of as well. You probably met them in some type of group that you're in, whether it's SAG or whatever the hell it is. You met this person according to, yeah, I'm gonna start walking home now. You met this person according to some type of gathering of the masses, right? You share your hopes and dreams. They may help you realize your hopes and dreams, that you could be like totally, you know, like, man, I could do this. I could do this because of you, boo. And I think that's awesome, you know, with Venus in 11. But what kind of house are we dealing with? Is this a romantic house? Technically, it's not a romantic house, but it doesn't mean because somebody's Venus is there that they can't be your wife or your husband, because you want to have a friendship with somebody. You want to make sure that, you know, y'all can like joke around and kid like homies when the romance dies, because romance dies. I was just watching this like documentary thing and I was just learning about love and stuff. I like to learn about that. I don't know, you know, I don't know why. But I was watching this and they were just like, it's guaranteed. It drops like 10%, 10-20% attraction in the beginning and all that romance stuff. You can rekindle it, but the sucker drops. You know what I'm saying? So that 11th house is really that in-between time that you kind of gonna need anyway. So Venus in the 11th, I mean, it just makes it all the better. You know, you desire to be their friend. You know, you find your best harmony when y'all are just being friends. Venus is also where the harmony is. Right? A homegirl is all up, just photo bombing me, waiting on the bus. Let me turn this way. I ain't giving her that way. Okay? This is the last one. I'm about to hit the 12. So when Venus is in the 12th house, right? Venus in the 12th, oh, have a good day. Venus is in the 12th house. This is where we have the secrecy house, right? An interesting part about this is Venus is in the 12th, so the 12th house is the house of unknowns, right? This is the house that you technically are, it's unseen, so their Venus is kind of hidden from you. That Venus might be hurting because Venus could be crushing on you. You can't notice. It's something that you don't really notice on them. They might be fine as hell, but you don't really see it. You can't see it, or it took you a while to see how attractive this person was because their Venus, you know, was in your 12th house. They could be yearning for you, like seriously thinking about you late at night, and you know what I mean? And you don't even, you're none the wiser to this. So Venus in the 12th house can be, you know, it can be kind of sucky, but it can be nice when you're trying to transcend, because it's a spiritual, quiet union. It's a type of union, somebody's Venus, like that Venus person might be like, you know what? I love you, but I know if I come in your life, I'm going to distract you. So I'm just going to love you from afar. You know what I'm saying? That's Venus in the 12th house, you know? And it's just like, oh God. Yeah, just go meet somebody else. So, yeah, Venus in the 12th house, it can be quite beautiful. You want it to be well aspected. Anytime I see some shit in my 12th house, I want to make sure that it is very well aspected, because the 12th house is the house of self-undoing. So that's a mofo that can undo all your work without you knowing. All right, so if it's a bad Venus, square Neptune, square Uranus, then that person is probably cheating on you and you have no idea. Like, we'll never know. They probably feel totally different about you than you absolutely think. And you just swear to God that they, you know, or they probably love you a lot more than you ever know. They'll probably die for you and you will have no clue. They probably dream about you and you are just like, yeah, that's the end of my video anyway. So, all right, everybody, I hope you are following me on Instagram. I know a lot of people are waiting for readings and stuff. Don't kill me. I got you. I'm coming. I've just been real busy. That's why you got this video like this. I ain't even got it fancy on you or nothing. I just did it raw so that everybody can get their information, and all the people on this block could get the information about astrology too. All right. Always more to come. And thank you for everybody being patient. Thank you for all of your good, your kind words. You know, my mother's passing. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And this is keeping me going. It really is, being able to do these videos. So I'm going to try to make sure I'm more on point with making them. All right? So I got it done. Got it done. Venus through houses. Okay?